Well, we got so much time off, I thought I'd take these two guys and go on vacation, but they got to go to school. So we're going to sit here and do a press conference today. No on-floor activities, and we'll start getting ready tomorrow for the NCAA tournament, which is the greatest time of the year. So the first couple days will be self-study, try to get the Aztecs better over the next 2 or 3 days. And then come Sunday, we'll learn who our opponent is, and we'll start preparing for them. So I like the fact we got a little rest right now. We'll rejuvenate, get our legs freshened up, correct the things we need to correct from an execution standpoint at both ends of the floor, maybe put something new in and get ready for the best time of the year.
Matt and Malachi, could you talk about 3 games in 3 days, and then now you guys don't play for another 2 weeks, so could you talk about, I guess, the pros of that and the cons as well?
Yeah, it's nice to get a little rest. I think we're all a little beat up just from the 3 games, whether it's little sprains or just little things here and there. But it'll be nice to have that week and a half off before we got to hit the road again.
Agree with Mal. Just having to go through those rough, rigorous 3 games in 3 days and playing tough teams and having to play them third time. Able to get our legs rested now and able to go into practice and get ourselves better.
What do you guys have to do to get better? Specifically, without giving up inside secrets.
Just work on our timing of some of our stuff again. Timing on set plays. And sometimes it's not the action, it's not the ball screen itself where everybody watches. It's the pin down or the flare on the backside or the spacing, timing of things. Try to find teammates on time, on target with stuff. Get it like everybody does. Deeper post touches on our post touch plays, more space on our ball screen plays. Everyone does the same stuff, but just try to perfect some of the things we need to do to be better come that first NCAA tournament game.
You get a sense this is a different team right now than the one that was 26-0, which you were in December?
I don't think so. We lost 2 games by a total of 6 points. So, and we had shots in both of them to tie and win the game. So, we've got a good basketball team. I'm hoping these close games have us more prepared for March. How would we be served if we won every game by 12 or 14 points, and then the first NCAA tournament game we either have to come from behind, or like Utah State had a lead, or Boise State came from 16 down. Utah State had the lead, lost it, then built it back up. Those are all moments that you learn from. And so we've had every possible scenario to prepare us for March.
Brian, so much talk has been about seeding and region for the Aztecs. Can you speak to how important matchups will be and the teams that will be in your region, first, second, possibly third round, and how that could impact how you play and so forth? Yeah,
matchups are everything. It doesn't matter where you play. Obviously, if we could be the number 1 seed on the West Coast, that would be the dream. But it's who you play. Some teams you're more suited to play against than others. That's just basketball. Matchups are better. And so I always say about the NCAA tournament, you could start it over with the exact same matchups, and there would be a different champion. There are that many close games, and everything has to go right to win the whole thing. So it's one and done, and that's the best part of the NCAA tournament.
Malachi, going back to the final shot of the game that should have gone in, how often do you practice that? Is that something you practice regularly, and how consistent do you make it?
Yeah, I think all the guys kind of practice that, just like playing around at practice, just throwing up shots from far, not knowing when you'll ever need it in the game. So it's definitely something that I think everybody on the team shoots, and we do it at shoot around, shoot half court shots, stuff like that.
When you released it, did you think it was going in?
Yeah, it looked good, but I mean it's so far, you just a little inch can be off, so you got to kind of just wait till it happens.
Brian, will Nathan Mensah be able to play on March 20th?
I'm holding out hope he can. He had a doctor appointment today. He has another one tomorrow. So he's in the medical protocol to check all the things and make sure that he gets cleared. So whether that happens or not, I'm not sure. I don't have control over that. But I'm holding out hope that when we take the floor in our first NCAA tournament game, Nathan will be in uniform and playing.
What has he been doing in practice recently?
Well, that's the hard part because he's going 5-0, 100 miles an hour. He's doing individual workouts. He's lifting weights, and so when you watch him work out, you think, wow, he looks fantastic. But there's certain hurdles he's going to have to clear from a medical standpoint to come out there and be able to do that. So if he can go, he'll be ready to go.
And if he is able to go, how much can you expect him to do?
That will be the question. You know, we'll throw him out there and see what he's capable of doing. You know, I know one thing. We don't have anybody else on the team with a 7'4" wingspan. So if he just comes out and puts his arms up, that may be enough.
When he's, as you said, 100 miles an hour, is he actually doing contact stuff and scrimmaging 5-on-5?
No, that's the one thing he can't do, Lee. No contact. So anything 5-0, any individual workout, any weightlifting, he just can't have contact.
How much of that does he need to be doing over the next 10 days if you expect him to be able to play?
You know, it's this time of the year for everybody. Like when we practice, we'll tell guys, give the guy the layup. Don't hit him on a layup. We don't want to hurt each other. You know, so he's not the only one that might do stuff without contact. At this time of the year, the worst thing could happen in practice is Matt's got a breakaway layup and someone tries to block it and hurts our own team. So we do a lot with less contact this time of the year, and he can't do anything where there's a risk of contact. So I think his timing will be good. I think he'd be ready to go if he can play.
Ryan, is there any fear of disrupting team chemistry with him being worked back into the mix?
No, I don't think so. I mean, if he was first-time player, first time on the floor, but he started X amount of games for us, and he's out there every day. They see him every day. So I'm not worried about chemistry. I'm worried about players.
Matt, your thought on what does Nathan bring to the team?
Nathan brings a presence on the defensive end like no other, and it's seemingly every time he throw it up on the offensive end, he's finishing with a dunk. So he really brings that inside presence for us, and Yanni's done a great job in backing him up while he's been gone. But having Nate down there and Yanni will serve greatly for us.
Coach, what are your thoughts on having the selection Sunday show at Viejas as opposed to, I think 2 years ago it was in Fowler, and you and Matt kind of talked about just having like a celebration on selection Sunday?
These guys are just like me. We'll go wherever they tell us to go. So I don't know if any plans have been made yet. I'm sure those are being discussed at a level above my pay grade.
Brian, most coaches shorten the benches at the end of the season because you already did not have Nathan. Does that kind of hurt you to have fewer guys to go to give you some valuable minutes when these guys are getting below us? I mean, where's Joe Mensa? Where's Noreen at crunch time when you got a fatigued basketball team?
Yeah, we decided to go with Aguacarope in those minutes, Lee, and he did a great job in the conference tournament. He was phenomenal. We keep defensive player ratings. I think our all-time high in a game is +7. I think AG was +6 against Utah State. So that's pretty high praise defensively. And so AG has taken Joel and Nolan's minutes. Obviously, AG for a while was hurt and couldn't play. So that's no slight to Joel or Nolan. If I throw them out in there, I'm sure they'll be ready. But we've decided to give Aguak those minutes, and right now that puts us at an 8-man rotation.
Matt, where are you at in terms of moving on from Saturday's loss, and have you gotten over it, or are you still thinking about it, or how are you dealing with that?
Man, it's a new week, new day. You just got to live past it. You got to move on. The next day has passed, and I'm sure we'll go back and look at the film and look at what we can do better and see areas and where we can get better, and we will. But as far as the game and emotionally, mentally, I'm past it. I mean, we're moving on. We have now it's one and done, and we're moving on to the tournament, so we got to focus on that.
Matt, Coach after the games, said, look, you've had a lot of great games this season. This the championship game wasn't one of them, and that you would be the first to admit it. And in the two before, you had some good moments, but it certainly wasn't the level that you had sort of been playing in February. Have you figured out what it was about the tournament? Was it 3 games in 3 days? Was it pushing too hard?
I just got to play better. That's all it is to it. It's just a game of basketball. I just got to go out and hoop. That's all it is to it. It's nothing physically or mentally. Nothing wrong with me. I feel perfectly fine. So I just got to go out and play.
The first 2 games against Utah State, we don't beat it without Matt playing at an elite level. He basically was the deciding factor, so they knew that. So in the third game, they just made things tougher on him. But Matt has the shots Matt has, and they didn't fall this game. So he plays the way I want him to play. He's aggressive. He attacks the basket. He takes open shots. And unfortunately, not enough fell in this game.
Dutch, you talked about maybe introducing some new wrinkles during this period. Is that important when you play at this time of year?
Yeah, I think with the time, if we were in a normal situation where we finished on Sunday and we were playing on Thursday, we wouldn't touch anything. But now with the extra time, we can sit here and go, what is the hardest thing we had to guard all year? Maybe we want to try it. And we'll have 3 or 4 or 5 days of practice to look at it and say, this would be good for us. Based on our personnel, based on us knowing our team, let's put one thing in that will be dangerous in March that someone has never seen. So I think that could be an advantage to us with this extra time.
Malachi, I believe this is your first Selection Sunday, first trip to the NCAA tournament. So how are you kind of dealing with that, knowing that you could play in March and until the tournament? How are you enjoying that, I guess?
Yeah, it's just exciting to be at this level, to finally be on the March Madness stage. It's something I'm looking forward to, and just getting ready to play.
And I think the biggest reason why you decided to come here was for that moment, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I knew they have been to here year in and year out in the past, so just coming here, this is what I wanted to do, and we're here now.
Malachi, same question I asked Matt. What does Nathan Mensah bring to the team, or what have you missed about him while he's been on the shelf?
I mean, I don't think we have anything like Nate. Nothing against our other guys, but he's just a presence down low on offense and defense. So we've definitely missed him, and I don't think it's going to hurt our chemistry at all. Like Coach Dutch said, I think we're all ready for him to be back on the court if he's ready.
Could you take us through that last, not the last shot, but the one before, the three-pointer? You got a pretty good look. What was the play call? What were your thoughts with the shot clock? When you wanted to shoot it, did you want to wait more, or were you just looking for the first open look?
Yeah, we just ran like a little play to get a switch, and we all agreed in the timeout, kind of go right away, try to go get a bucket. And he gave me a look, and I took it. I've practiced that shot many times, so I don't think it was the shot necessarily. It just didn't fall that day, but the play was just get a switch and try to go to work.
And you'd run the same thing that the play before?
Play before, we ran we ran Matt in a ball screen with Malachi, and they didn't switch it, and you could tell at the time, they looked at each other, what are we doing? And Malachi hit a mid-range shot, so we ran the exact same play. So I give Malachi the freedom. He goes off Matt's screen, and then it's up to him. He's the second part of the play. He can call Yanni up for a second ball screen, or he can play the isolation. So that's his decision. And so he thought he had the shot he wanted. I didn't want to run a full clock. I think there were 39 seconds. So I wanted to take the first good look we got. And so it's March. It's time for players. And Malachi looked at liked that look. And if he likes it, I like it. And I wish it would have gone in, but it didn't.
With you guys not playing this week, will you guys be paying attention to the other conference tournaments and to potentially see who you guys could play, or how are you guys gonna view this weekend?
I mean, I think it's hard to figure out who you're going to play, especially for us. I don't think we even understand how everybody gets picked. But, I mean, we'll definitely watch the games. I just think that's who we are. We'll sit down and watch the basketball all around the country.
Brian, at 30-2, nobody else in the country's got 30 wins. And yet you're behind teams in the polls that have 4 and 5 losses. Does it bother you?
No, because I can't control it. So all I can control is the level of play the Aztecs put on the floor. And then others will judge how good they think we are. And at the end of the day, whether you're a 1 seed or a 16 seed, you all have a chance to win the thing. So if you're playing your best basketball and you have a couple magical moments, you got a chance to win this thing.
What does it say about college basketball when people like Gonzaga, San Diego State, and Dayton have been upper echelon all year? Is it changing of the guard going on, or is this just a unique situation? It's
always been parity. So the Power Fives never want to admit that at some level. But there's great parity in basketball. And you can see it by the number of ranked teams that get beat every week. Ranked teams are getting beat. So we're proud of the effort we put out there. Like I said, we lost 2 games by a total of 6 points, and had chances, shots to tie them or win them in both of those. So we're excited about our team. I like the fact that these guys hate losing. They're disappointed in losing. They were way more disappointed after the game than I was. I was disappointed we didn't win, but I told them at the time this felt like a power conference tournament. We already knew we were in. We had already hung a banner. We wanted to hang a second one. But when we lost, I was like, we're going to be a high seed and we're going to be playing in March. And that's the best thing that can happen to any basketball player or program.
When you first met with us in mid-October, did you realistically think this thing could be 30-2 and these guys would come together and click the way they did almost instantly?
I thought they would click together instantly from just knowing the nature of these kids and how much they love basketball. But being 30-2 is tough to figure could happen because basketball games are hard to win. You could be as good as 30-2, and your record could be 26-5 or whatever it could be. And you could still be the same team, but other teams are good too, and they might make a shot, and you might get beat any night in basketball. So I knew the team would be good, but 30-2 is a really outstanding season at this point.
For the two players, if you can win the first weekend, and say your top seed, what would it be like to go play at Madison Square Garden, the Mecca? I mean, the whole spotlight of the world will be on that place.
Man, I think it'd be fun. I've never played there before. It was my first time playing in Staples earlier this season, so I think it'd be a good experience to get that and be able to play in Madison Square Garden and be able to live my dreams out as a child playing the NBA arenas.
Yeah, definitely. Like Matt said, I think we'd be excited to go to Madison Square and play. But I think any arena will definitely be happy to be there and to have a chance to continue to win. I think will be enough for all of us.
Dutch, have you picked anybody's brain yet about how to handle this downtime, or will you? Any other coaches?
I might try to call Mark. I don't know if I will or not. You know, I've got a pretty good feel for this team and what I think is in our best interest. We're just starting to meet with the staff today. Everyone's watching tape, so we'll sit down and figure out a plan for the week. I'm hoping to have some kind of scrimmage on Saturday. That's one thing I want is a game feel. So we have a lot of former Aztec players around. I don't know which will be available to scrimmage on Saturday, but Trey Kell's coming off injury. He's looking good. Jamal Franklin's in town. Valentine's still around. So we got guys around. We'll see if they're willing to come in and help us for an afternoon. But we haven't gotten to the point of formally setting it up, but that's something I'd like to do.
Kawhi's not going to suit up for that one?
No. Although, who knows? If I ask him, he might.
Will something like that keep you guys from getting rusty with the long layout?
You know, they don't like practicing against each other all the time anyway, so anytime to play someone else, I'll let Mal continue on that.
Yeah, I definitely think it'll help. I mean, we've been practicing against each other since the summer, so at times it can get just a little, the same thing over and over, but just going against older guys, more physical guys, it'll probably help us.
Dutch, have you talked to your players about the coronavirus crisis?
We've kind of kept them posted as best we can, Lee. I know they all got a handout from our training staff. We'll talk on it further when we get back together tomorrow. But I think everyone's aware of it. They're all familiar with medical condition and symptoms if you display, you should see help instantly. So the university health department here and the CDC has done a great job of keeping everybody posted.
Do you have a sense the NCAA might have to make different arrangements for games as this thing worsens on the East Coast?
Well, I said in my press conference in Vegas that if we get an East Coast seed, I don't think they should allow to put any fans in the building. But if we stay West, I hope they let everyone come. So that's still my thought.
How would you guys feel about potentially playing in an empty arena? What would that be like?
Weird. Honestly, I think potentially we were put to play in an empty arena, I'd rather play in the Jam Center. That's the way I feel. If we're going to play empty. But I think fans and spectators are important to the game of basketball. I think they're what makes it fun and what makes it exciting. I mean, other than the players. I think that our fan base has become a big part of San Diego State and who we are in the student section of the show. So I'd say I'd hate for the fact that it'd come to that our fans wouldn't be able to see us.
I heard LeBron James today, I don't know if it was tongue-in-cheek, say, I play for the fans, and if they're not going to come, I'm not playing. So who knows? We'll see what happens down the road in the NBA and all these professional sports.
If you had your way, would you prefer going back to the previous format where you didn't have this downtime?
Right now, I like the downtime. I think it's going to serve us well. So I think it's an advantage. I mean, can you imagine playing the 3 games we just played in 3 days and have to play on Thursday? I mean, we'd have to get ready for the team we're playing and still try to rest legs. But, you know, as coaches, you know, we'd have been, found out who we're playing, we'd have been on the practice floor right now going hard as heck, getting ready for a game. And so this almost forces us to do what's in the best interest of the kids, which we want to do anyway, is to rest their legs and get them fresh again. So I think it's a great thing for us, and time will tell. But I think this will be a huge advantage for us.